3 and
That's it. It's really loud now.
There you go.
Well, let's start off with a little prayer of thanksgiving. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, fire my spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit, the gods, all the worlds that are within us. We thank you for being here, always leading, protecting, guiding us. All we have to do is take a breath and drop into the quiet and give thanks with gratitude. We thank you that we can be here with you right now and to our listening audience. Amen. We will be starting a drum journey at about 10 after 9 o'clock. So get your journey blankets ready and get comfortable. Push away from your computer or put your tools down and take a few minutes to just rest. And we'll go into just a little bit of a guided journey as well as the medicine drum playing. And yeah. We'll also have another one. We're going to try and sneak one at the end of the show as well. So, Mr. Bagel, welcome back.
Howdy.
From your big adventures. Just got back from, well, Big What was last weekend?
Big dub.
Big Dub, I'm thinking of the future.
Yeah. Big what is next
Yeah.
next week
Something really big has happened and is going to happen.
Where was Big Dub?
in Pennsylvania. Artemis,
Oh.
Pennsylvania.
Southern, southwestern?
Yeah,
ish?
towards Pittsburgh in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie's got a big, I would say got 100 acres over there, up there, not actually far from the Big Dub property.
Yeah. Yeah,
Showing
you
up.
mentioned that. Yeah, it was a cool little shindig.
You got the spin fire.
Yeah, a lot of fire spinners. They did fireworks at the end of the festival. Very EDM, ravey.
Mhm.
Lots of cool decorations throughout the forest and lights. Ian was there, of course, and
Tiana. Hi, Tiana. Ian.
Tiana, yeah. Just wandering through the forest, having a good old time.
Up all
brought
night?
Brought the medicine drum to a good number of people. One woman, Ashley, she bought one. And,
Thank you, Ashley.
She was doing the ecstatic dance there. The workshop,
She was leading that.
as well as they did sound baths with, I think, crystal bowls and stuff.
Right.
But
Thank you. Thank you.
The yeah, it was just
A guy just walked by and he's listening to our show and he was, yeah, waving his arms in the
I love
window,
you
watching
guys.
us here in the studio. Love you.
That's
Sorry, I
funny.
didn't mean to cut in, but had to catch the moment.
Yeah, it was a great experience. The mountain is really, really beautiful. that
That's
it's
a
on.
native property, right?
Yeah, it's they call it an interfaith center, and it's like Wiccan vibes. I don't know really how to describe it. They have altars all over the space, and it's just very, very. They have like sweat lodges there. A lot of earth scales, workshop festivals that they hold, and different ceremonies.
They're on their property throughout the year.
Yeah, you can go
Mhm.
up there and camp throughout the year, which is really cool. I think it's called Four Quarters
That's right.
Interfaith Sanctuary up in Pennsylvania. Check it out if you guys are looking for beautiful places to occupy. That mountain's definitely sacred with or without a festival happening at it.
That's a EDM big, like thousands. It's a
Yeah,
big
it was
show.
probably the biggest festival I've been to. It was like five days long.
Mm.
But I was there extra 2 days, and it was just man. Yeah, I can't even recap.
I don't
can't
even know what happened. It was really great.
Yeah,
though.
I
It
can't
must have
even
been.
recap. Yeah, it's a good swimming hole out there. went swimming every day because it was just too hot not to.
There wasn't any in there last year when I went.
Really?
No, it was dry. I mean, there was a little bit, but it was not swimming.
Where did you didn't leave that space that you...
Well, I went over just right across with the river. There might have been something down.
Yeah, no, so usually there's not like, that's not like, yeah, there's a hole down a little bit that everybody swims in, and then under the bridge, I don't know if you went across the suspension bridge.
Just the small one.
No, there's a huge suspension bridge.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I don't get around much.
It's a pretty big festival, yeah. Honestly, whenever you're hiking that entire thing up and down, up and down, up and down, like 5 or 6 times, maybe more,
from
maybe
midnight
less,
to 6 a.m.
It wears you out, but it's all worth it at the end.
Body.
There was a capoeira.
Same place for music.
Shout out to Elliott Smith.
Shout out to Elliott Smith. Tom, we have a character in the window giving us requests for music
for
artists.
Hey man, I know how that feels. It's so funny. At any festival, you'll have that one chick who walks up to the DJ and is like, "Can you play this, please?
Can you play?
Please, I just really want to hear this song right now." And he's like, "I don't have it. I'm sorry."
Can you play Row, Row, Row Your Boat?
The same thing goes for a guitarist. You know, you're sitting there playing. I was at a Quest Fest with Ian too, and we're around the campfire, and this drunk guy was just like on me, like, "Hey man,
play
this, dude. You gotta play something like
dude,
this, dude. Yeah, give me
Free
this."
Bird, bro.
He wanted to play Simple Man. He wanted me to play Simple Man so bad. I didn't know how to play it.
Skin that all.
Yeah.
Mama told me. Yeah, a couple minutes we're going to start the drum journey. So y'all get yourself ready, just to rest and receive. We'll probably go. I don't know. They seem to go more than 10 minutes anyway. But a chance to rest and breathe, and maybe even talk to some of your guides or allies or just rest. Hiccups, you've been busy these days.
Oh my, yeah.
And now you remember why you didn't request being busy, because now that the floodgates are open.
You start acting like you can do stuff, and then everybody wants you to do stuff.
Along with the gods. So, oh, you like this? Here's some more.
Yeah.
You're doing this? Here's some more.
You acted like you could handle it. Here you go.
Says I was just sitting comfortable on my couch for a while.
More responsibilities. Just add it to the list.
Responsibility, nothing more than the ability to respond.
The ability to respond. It says, we will make you have the ability.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Intelligence is nothing more than learning from experience.
Learning from experience.
The days aren't dull anymore. Nope.
Now, Fox News is on the back burner for the moment.
Fox News, yeah. There's a bunch of news.
There's a bunch of nudes?
The news.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of news.
Where are all the nudes?
There's so much news
It's the
out there.
funniest thing, we call that the news. There's nothing new.
No.
I mean, this is the same. You turn on that boob tube, and they're saying the same thing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's either war or famine or natural disaster.
What I noticed...
It's the same.
What I noticed about the news is, like, every week it's like, this is super important, but then they don't talk about it ever again. I'm like, how important was it if you're not even going to talk about it again?
Never again.
It was so important this week.
It's really important. It's like, not another word. Well, that wasn't... Wait, wasn't there something really important?
Yeah.
Oh no, this is the new.
Yeah,
the new now important.
The new
Super
news.
now important. No, this is the new news station.
It's hilarious.
WCOM FMLP, Carborough Chapel Hill. Legends from the Painted Cave. We thank you, Great Spirit. All the spirits, all the gods, all the heavens, all the hells, all the demon and angels are within us.
Mm-hmm.
They're within us. So when we in our case, use the medicine drum to drop into a relaxed state of mind. We can communicate, we can talk to, we can commune with the people, the places, the things that are within us and have a conversation. We're moving out of repression and ignoring and ignorance into becoming aware of our thoughts, overthinking, aware of our thoughts, aware of our emotions, and changing them around a bit to make ourselves feel better, just simply by quieting and observing, the power of observation. And with gratitude and thanks, we are here to bring you a little bit of relaxation with the medicine drum. Thank you, thank you, thank you. breeze lifts you. Spirit guide, do you have a gift for me? You may present a gift. There smiling and takes your hand. Feel the breeze and lifts you, the both of you, up the channel, the tunnel, up and out into the bright sunlight. faces appear, smiling, loving and gentle. Your inner child, your brothers and sisters are there also. In the clouds, your whole family, holding hands, dancing around the giant fire in the sky. All souls enter the fire and rise like a phoenix, higher and higher. Greater and greater in size. Great phoenix, mythical bird, you bring our prayers and our new life, our new way, our new thoughts, our new behaviors become anew and renewed, ever in prayer and in gratitude. Praying without ceasing and thanking all the elements within us, without us, above us and below us, to all sides, and the gratitude within. Brings us to our humbleness and our compassion and kindness to all beings. The creepy crawlies, the four-leggeds, the sky people, the thunder beings. The finned and the winged nations, all within us, all without us, above and below, all around. We thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ever in prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Long, deep breaths. Welcome back to where you never left from. Will always be and never was and always will be. Round and round we go, all one thing. Doesn't always feel like that. Never get this done, we'll never get this wrong. We're all ever transitioning. Impermanence is what the Buddhists and all those guys, right? Temporary. This is all temporary. I mean, look at our breath. It's not always in, right? That would be consistent. What was that Gandhi one? Consistent? Yeah.
Have to be dedicated to truth, not consistency.
Consistency, yeah. Because if we're dedicated to consistency and not truth, we would only be breathing in, for instance. It would be consistently. But, we're made of the elements, earth, wind, fire, water. It's always changing. I mean, just look outside. Look at the weather today. What is the weather of your mental environment? Pray, 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 pray. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude changes everything in your best interest and the best way. Changes in the best ways. Thank you for this. Well, we can't be consistent in that either, because then we're dedicated to consistence. The truth is.
The truth is. Yeah, what is it? Tell me the truth.
Was that a question? I thought that was a statement.
Why?
Philosophizer.
Keep the devil beneath you and the gods above.
As above, so below. So how is that journey for you all? Give us a shout. Call us 919-246-9639. WCOM FM. That's our direct red line. That's our red phone, the bat phone. We got one right here in the studio, y'all. Yeah. Give us a shout. 919-246-9639. WCOM. Legends from the Painted Cave.
Bat phone.
Legends from the Painted Cave. The Painted Cave. Our imagination. Our skull, our imagination within our being. Painted. 3D imagery. 3D imaging machine. That's what we got.
3D imaging machine.
Well, in our head anyway. Yeah. But we have the creativity and the dexterity to create a 3D world. Or 2D. Sorry to inform you, but this is all a mass hallucination.
It's all your imagination.
Row, row, row your boat.
Gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious mystic experience. Mystic, the mystic. We could say it both ways, right? We can say this life is a mystical experience, or we can say, well, it's all in us. We have the abilities within us to alter our future, present, and past in any moment. Or we could say the gods. The gods did this to me. The gods did this whole thing.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
There is a fault.
You. It's all your fault.
If there was such a thing.
There is no you.
I have a theory.
Sure you do.
I have a theory. I'm here in the studio with my bros. It's a theory.
Oh, it's an idea.
Or is that a hypothesis?
It's an imagination.
I'm dreaming this whole thing. I'm actually in bed.
Who's the you in the equation, and who are the bros?
Hey, whatever you like.
That's the thing. There is no you.
There is no me. There's no I.
Yeah.
There's no was, now, if, or when.
There is just flow. It's just current. It's just thing. It is
fire.
Nature.
Fire doing her thing.
People argue nature or nurture, but never, in reality, that's very egotistic. In reality, nature is nurture.
I'm not an animal. What?
Sure you are.
Well, I certainly am a beast. The beast and the beauty and the beast. There we go.
You walk on two legs, Homo sapien.
You call me a homo?
Plenty of animals are bipedal.
Yo-po. That was so funny, that
I love how, like,
walking by the window.
I love how, like, the one thing that we have set apart from animals is, like, our ability to communicate, like,
fire,
outside of the present tense, because
all fire.
All animals can. I mean, like,
fire was a big thing, man.
We harness fire.
The big change. I'm You see any other animals harnessing fire? We haven't even burned the earth down yet. We can't be all bad.
It made me think of like in Princess Mononoke when all the great animals, they did speak and communicate, but through
Princess what?
Through us hunting them and
Princess Mononoke.
From us hunting them, they slowly got out of that and became the domesticated creatures that we have. And yeah, the iron ore stole their souls.
We gotta stop this fire business. They were smart. And then comes a new species and say, "Oh, I can play with fire."
We put them in their place.
See, we're not going to play with fire no more. We burned the house. We burned everything down.
Yeah.
And then the Homo sapiens come in and say, "Oh, let's play with fire." It's like, no,
Bagel plays with fire.
I do play with fire.
He's the fireman.
Fireman.
And the gas man.
Gas. Oh. Yeah, we are pretty messy creatures.
Oh, gas.
Pretty messy. God bless this mess.
What are we even talking about today?
We're talking
We didn't even.
I started going on something, but then it was just like quickly derailed. So y'all can find a topic.
We're derailers.
Yeah, y'all can find a topic.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
I don't know either. That's why like we were saying, I don't really like to come in with homework and stuff to talk about.
Hey, hold up.
Because there's always stumble into something.
That is not true. Humans are not the only creatures that, not just other animals, but freaking plants, dude. Think about how intuitive that is, and think about how it kind of just disregards an entirety of the other world. It shows our ego as far as us not even recognizing trees, pines, for example, need to have fire to seed.
But they don't make and handle fire.
No, but it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of harnessing it. We never made fire.
Well,
no. We no.
The flame.
We never made that. We harnessed it in the same way that other beings do.
Who?
Whether or not they're able to carry it and move it.
What other beings? Oh, other human beings.
No,
right.
Trees, frickin' plants, animals, dude.
They make fires?
They don't make. None of us make fire.
Some of them do need the fire.
None of us make fire. Let's get that off the table right now.
Like those pine cones.
No human on this planet can make fire. If that was possible, it would be on the front page of every newspaper. A person holding flame in their palm.
X-Man.
We harness fire.
Fire's a tool.
Fire is something that is
like a horse. We harness.
It's a force of its own.
I see where it comes from.
We figured out how to utilize it, and many other beings and creatures on this planet utilize fire.
Well, what doesn't?
That's what I'm saying. So what's the real difference?
The sun.
We're making a distinction on our humanness and that being a separative tool towards us not recognizing ourselves as part of the natural process.
I didn't go that deep. I just said humans harness fire is all I'm saying.
No, the implications of it in the beginning were
you're a fire spinner. You harness fire.
Yeah,
that's it's like fire's hot. I mean, no joke.
Yes.
Playing with fire out there, kids.
Ice can be hot too.
Icy hot.
It'll burn you.
Well.
Eucalyptus contains oils naturally within it that actually encourage fire, so what evolutionary adaptation is that? Fire is something that we've evolved with close-handed on Earth. It's just a thing.
The sun,
it's our being coming into contact with matter and then being able to manipulate it as such. That's flow, truly. It's
fire flow.
How we've come to understand
what
eating.
about fireflies?
Yeah, that's bioluminescence. That's a whole other thing. Pretty cool though.
I want to be a firefly.
Yeah.
Don't you?
You ever accidentally squished a firefly?
Not even on purpose.
Yeah, never even.
I was trying to close
What's
one.
what happened?
I was trying to close one in the
What happened?
in a jar, and it got stuck in the lid, and it's a little light,
Fire.
just like smears, and it still glows whenever it's outside of the body.
Oh, liquid. Oh, liquid. You were making liquid firefly.
No. I accidentally like crushed one in the lid of the mason jar whenever I was closing it, and
It becomes like a glowing gook.
yeah, it's just like the bioluminescent fluid leaks out, and it still glows.
Oh, it's not like a light bulb. It's
I don't know how we got on the
filament.
I don't know how we got on the topic of
I
killing
always
fireflies.
thought it was like a electrical chemical reaction or something for fireflies.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying.
So
No,
like
no.
it dies, it
It's
have
like
that
it's
charge,
like
right?
it's almost like UV paint. Like how you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
a
charge it,
chemical reaction,
how you have to
yeah.
charge it with the light, right? And so like they literally like during the day are soaking up like light, and then
Yeah.
at night they release it slowly through
a
like this chemical.
Photovoltaic cell.
It's
Sort
a
of.
little more complicated than that, but that's how I had it explained to me.
What about photosynthesis, right? That the plant absorbs and makes it turns them green. It's absorbing the sunlight
Mhm.
to. I mean, what doesn't absorb
Chlorophyll,
sunlight?
borophyll. Sorry.
Yo,
I don't think he got it.
yeah, it was a chemical
It's
reaction.
from a movie.
Yeah, it was Billy Madison,
Yeah,
right?
Billy-
Fire. Well, then we have the superheroes like Flash. He's like a fireball, right? That just
Yeah, that's what.
turns into fire and zoom.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking
Everything
about that
all
man.
At once.
We're talking about how humans harness fire and make fires.
I thought we were long off that
Fires-
track because we were
fires-
just talking about fireflies
Well, yeah.
and killing
Oh,
them
well,
and
that was-
superheroes.
Yeah.
Part of smeary fire.
That's the fun part about the free format is it's like soon as one person gets on a topic, the next person changes the topic with what they're saying about that topic, and then
Sounds like poker.
it's so hard to go back once you've already went. And we're already in fireflies when you're going back to fire.
That's where he asked where we started.
We already added
So,
another word to fire. I mean, you need to add a third word if we're gonna go.
Firefly with me. Firefly. So
Yeah.
There's a firefly up in Appalachia that's called the ghost firefly. And the difference is those particular ones are pretty rare, and their light is longer and it tapers off. So as they fly, they have like a little tail.
Like a trail.
Yeah, like a trail.
Tracer.
Ghost, yeah. Up at Deerfields is a big concert spot in Appalachian Mountains outside of Asheville.
Here you go.
They have that.
Here's an instance of an animal for you because plants aren't enough apparently.
Fire.
The black kite bird
Bird, yeah.
in northern Australia is presumed to carry burning pieces of wood and grass to
What?
spread fire so that it can flush out its prey.
Sounds like a blackbird.
Yeah. Huh?
Tricksters.
Well, like with the movie I was talking about, where the animals had that higher sense of consciousness. They've been here so long that they've just boiled it down to the basis.
Yeah, that's what I'm,
They
that's
just
what I'm
got
saying.
rid. They got rid of all the
Huh.
stuff we were doing because it's dumb.
Good stuff.
Bird doesn't question love.
Yeah, they just wake up and eat and look for a mate.
Let's burn them out. Let's smoke them out so we can eat them. I don't know. That's kind of.
I wonder how many firebirds have, how many people they took out with their fire spreading techniques.
Where do you think we learned that?
Lightning.
From him. Oh, like
Yeah, I think lightning would be like
the gods.
Lightning and probably lava. Something like that.
Well, if hot enough days, under the leaves get really hot in the woods, and
Like I said,
that can catch.
I'd imagine that
I can catch too,
I'd
yeah.
imagine that before somebody critically thunk and had the idea to like you know a basic understanding of all the components necessary to create a fire from scratch, you know, harnessing friction and, you know, rubbing everything together, whatever. they probably more than likely, you know, came across fire, grabbed a piece of like wood, caught it on fire, and otherwise transported, and then from there just like nursed an ember, you know, because you know there's evidence of like mushroom use for like ember tinder, right? And it's like, so for a while they were probably understanding it needs oxygen, it can't be smothered, it has to be, you know, this, and then eventually some bright person in the tribe was like, hey, you know, maybe I can like whatever, like rocks. I see this. Maybe they're sharpening tools or whatever, what have you, and then all of a sudden they notice a spark, and he's like, whoa, maybe I can use that.
Flint rock.
Like
sparks. That's what a lightning bolt is. A spark. I mean, you can look at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the fire started, just keep adding more kindling. It's a sacred, eternal flame. Don't let it go out. We want to be able to start this fire again. And dry our socks that get so wet.
So I wonder if we were sort of just like the, like at one point we were, like we found with the Egyptian stuff, you know, there's this higher level of consciousness and architecture going on. And then we just got to the point of saying, let's quit.
That wasn't.
It became tribal.
I'm not so
That's
sure.
Like the animals.
Yeah, that's
like,
and around we go.
I'd say we're in just the same amount of beautiful cyclical understanding of things. It's just that we're not utilizing slave labor anymore.
This isn't the first time around, guys.
And it's a different game that's being played back in Egypt. You know, they were just as artistic and willing as we are now, but they had 10,000 years, whatever the hell, to just build that thing, dude. Like, it took a lot longer than you'd think. Like, they
100,000
generations to like, and there's some theories that speculate like it was like a birthright to like put a stone, like to carry a stone from like your place, because like they had to import stones to. You know, to do all that shit. And so, like, you know, you carve out a block and your family, like, spends 3 generations moving it to put it on the pyramid. You know, like...
You say that,
generations of that, yeah.
You say that, but there's already been people who's carbon dated the bottoms to the tops and found out that they were built in quick time. They were all from the same period. Because if you were... bringing the rocks there, this one would be.
I was saying it was speculative.
Period meaning 100 years.
We keep finding new stuff about these pyramids, about how it's just more amazing than we. You know, it was already amazing just looking at it.
Just looking at it.
But now they keep going into it and further finding out.
So what's the bottom line on the pyramid?
Magic. I don't know.
Magic.
It's got to be magic.
Shit's happened that we don't know how it's happening. I mean, that's kind of the definition of magic, isn't it?
It is. It's all that stuff is. They're finding that it wasn't carved with tools. It was grown that way, or it's like the stones were.
Oh wow, that's a good one. I've never heard that. They were grown into blocks.
A lot of this comes from.
It was 1,000 years in between. What are you talking about? That's an extremely long time.
That's an era.
Oh, you just Google searching?
16. What are your sources? Goddamn. Tell me, crazy eye. Come on.
Well, hearsay.
A lot of
That's what my
all
source
of it's
is.
Theory and concept, but still, Billy Carson is the biggest guy getting into it nowadays. He's doing a lot of work.
John Hancock. Sorry.
John Hancock.
What? Sorry. No, we were talking about the pyramids, and it was the other guy was John Hancock. But Greer, what did you say, Carson?
Billy Carson, he's the new anthropologist guy that's going to the sites and reimagining the stuff.
Yeah.
That guy looks real credible.
The I hear there was this music group called the Beatles.
Yeah.
A while back.
And
they wrote some stuff about them.
They were bugs.
Yeah, they wrote they wrote this thing about them, and it's all hearsay. We're just entertaining ourselves here, just saying, well, no, I think, and because this guy said, and that guy said. It's like nobody has any freaking clue. That's why we want to do the work internally to rid ourselves of these emotions and feelings that we don't like.
The pyramids were built top to bottom.
They were built top to bottom, right?
They were pulled from the fifth.
That's what I'm thinking.
The fifth dimension into the fourth.
The top
into
capstone
the third.
was set, and everything was built up to the capstone because it was held there in mid-air.
I bet y'all are round earthers too.
Rounder. Ooh, good one. With your round earthers too. That was a good spin right there. I appreciate that one a lot.
Oh my gosh.
We're so used to it the other way. Let's just be absurd for a minute.
Jesus Christ was a mushroom.
Let's assume that the top of the pyramid was just hung there and it was built bottom up to...
No, the other way.
So tell me about how the pyramids grew, Hiccups.
Yeah.
They grew.
Each stone
Tell me about how they grew.
They grew the stones.
Yeah, they grew the whole thing
In place.
So the whole thing was they were able to manifest from the fourth dimension.
Oh, man,
so
I
they
like
built
that
the
one.
whole thing in the heads of their minds, and then brought it into this plane of existence. So
Who built them in their mind?
the Nibiru.
Oh,
People-
these are super.
Was that a word?
Yeah, that's the planet, Planet X, Nibiru, and they come to visit every so often to steal our resources, and they've terraformed this planet to get us to abide. Like we found out with like Thoth, right, and the language was meant to restrict you and keep you into slavery.
Yeah, I mean that's as good a theory as any out there. I mean, right?
Well,
Aliens.
I've always listened to the alien stuff. And
Sure, where's the Kool-Aid? We'll get
Well,
picked
I
up by
mean,
the
we
UFO
have
tonight.
monkeys. We have monkeys expanding their brain because of vegetation and fire. I mean, it's all up in the air. I mean, what?
How did we
Someone's
jump
going to
from-
come along and say,
how-
"Oh, I know just how we got here."
How did,
Everything
how
happened."
did we jump from
Crazy.
billions of years of a multitude of factors to one instance of aliens?
I
Like
agree.
that's a very dramatic.
Yeah.
Like there's actual like
so
data
many
versus
theories.
speculative theories. Like there's a genuine understanding of like carbon dating, and like you can't just throw it out there and be like, oh, that's actually not accurate
A lot of
whenever
people
it
do
doesn't
that.
line up with.
I mean, that's science.
uh,
Well, we found a discovery. Oh, wait. Well, we have to update. We found some more evidence.
Yeah,
So-
if science
so they
worked
did
like
build
that,
it.
we'd unfortunately.
And everything's changing all the time.
If science worked
Yeah.
like that, we'd unfortunately be living like by the delusions of madmen.
Yeah,
That
So-
was the
welcome to my world.
Yeah.
That's one of the concepts. Just because you haven't really seen magic yet
I haven't
doesn't mean
seen
it
it.
can't happen.
That's not what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, science definitely doesn't do a good job of observing the unseen, but it's also
Well, life's
impossible to
Greatness.
express absolute truth whenever it comes down to ego
Who would
structures.
want to do that?
People are sitting there going,
Yeah.
That's terrible.
the I in the situation, the I that I perceive myself to be, no.
One eye.
Right? And
I
so
know.
I'm going to tell you. And it's
Let
a
me
matter
tell
of
you.
the I in the equation
Yeah.
not adding
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so
I know
far
everything.
back.
Whenever it comes down to science,
wizard.
when it comes down to
of the
science, that's why it's not objective. Like there's a very like straightforward approach to
Let
it.
me tell you.
And that's very limiting in moments when
Let
it
me
comes
tell
down to it,
you.
because you can't really see all the time with these eyes. You know, sometimes it's with that internal eye,
Oh,
but
intuition eye.
and that is
Aye.
where you start to witness the actual you,
Ah.
the my in the situation.
I am.
Who am I? My body. It's my body. It's my mind. Right?
Me.
That's one of my favorite songs by the Beatles. I heard there was a group called the Beatles. That's what people tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Yeah.
seen them. I've never seen them. I was never there, actually in person. So for me, it's hearsay.
Yeah.
We've got recordings, I got videos, but I was not there to experience it for myself. So it's all hypothetical, the whole darn thing.
I've said before, it's like
Grandpa, have you ever heard of
science.
stimming?
Science getting really close to proving religion and spirituality right with particle physics.
Well, that just shows how science is so dull and dingy and
Yeah, that particle physics stuff is crazy. It's all exactly what they said it was. It was like it's all energy.
So that's the observation.
All vibration. Like
observation changes what is being observed, right?
Yeah, that's the new thing they're working on.
That's quantum physics.
Yeah,
that's the basic explanation.
It's in like a flux until you give it its consciousness.
The observer
saying it is
influences
what it is.
The observed.
So everything's vibration, until you give it a name.
So I'm going to turn my back on you. That means that you don't exist. Because I don't see you. But I can feel
they're
you.
not really saying it don't exist.
Are you excluding that everybody else doesn't see him too?
Well, I can't vouch for others.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just my experience.
It's not about you.
If I don't see it and experience it, it does not exist.
It's not about you.
It doesn't exist.
He said that
it's
the
not
other
about
day,
me.
and I was like, no way. And then
It's
I
not
went
about you.
And then I talked myself into it with looking at some of that particle physics stuff. Yeah.
Because there is no you. So certainly it's not.
It goes to a state of flux when you're not looking at it.
I will not be testing that theory and jumping off a cliff.
No, see,
I will not be testing that theory.
That was where the idea got. It's like you can, if it is like that, then you can believe you can fly and you could jump off the building, but you're still going to hit the ground.
Well, you're going to fly for a second, a minute, however long.
I believe I can fly.
They do say that people have bounced and lived.
Jesus Christ, I don't want to hear about
Hit
that.
the ground.
That hurts my heart.
But they lived. They freaking walked away. It's like, what kind of stretchy, gooey, rubbery material was that person made of? Of course, again, this is hearsay.
Yeah.
But can I believe it?
The only way to find out is to jump.
Just do it.
Nike.
Well, I'm a firm believer in physics, in some degree.
Yeah.
To some degree. I'm a firm believer in physics to some degree.
Yeah. And well, to some degree you have to be, unless you just don't want to.
Unless you just don't want to.
Can't fight gravity.
You jump off the building, you're still going to hit the ground.
Unless you like paint, which is not one of my favorites.
This was the talk we had with we talking with Ian, and he was like, "You can fly," but then he started getting into mother necessity, and if I want to fly, I would make wings, or airplanes, stuff like that. So you really can fly. It's just you got to put those tools into play to do it, but you still can. That's the way he was looking at it.
Yeah.
We were talking about talking yourself into being able to fly. Or, if we raise the kids and tell them they can fly their whole life, still they jump off that building, they're going to hit the ground. That's physics.
That's physics.
Can't fight gravity.
Fire hot.
Fire hot. Fire burned.
Yeah, I watch all that alien stuff. It is all.
I know.
You go so far back. It goes so far back, and it's got to be theories. There's no way to prove any of
Yeah,
this
when
stuff.
a guy with hair like this is telling you it, man, it's gotta be freaking real.
It's all imagination, and that's what we got, right? That's our superpower, imagination.
That's all we
Don't
got.
things, imagination.
Don't get me wrong, I love Graham Hancock as much as the next person, bro, but the fucking credibility of this
Well, he goes into...
I don't even know who it is.
He's
I
got
just
some-
Oh
go
my
with it.
god.
Who's John Hancock?
Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock.
it's not
He did
John.
He said John.
He did
That was like
Fingerprints
a
of
guy.
the Gods. He did
Fingerprints of Fibonacci.
Ancient Civilizations, whatever it's called.
Oh, that was his thing. That was Graham Hancock.
Is that the guy with the weird hair?
No,
No.
it's the normal. It's the old white guy.
Yeah, it's like he's
They're
like...
all old white people,
That's
bro.
the Great Pyramid guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that realized he was explaining the different tunnels that was built in the Great Pyramid that didn't go anywhere. So they were there to catch gases or to hold spirits.
What'd you find?
Yeah, that's the guy I thought y'all were talking about. That's the guy I thought y'all were talking. No.
Thanks for sending
the
that
weird
in,
hair
Tina.
guy.
That's the other guy. Huh?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I'm one of them. So are you.
Yeah, I really like that stuff. That's some of the Me and Hugs, that's sort of one of our meeting places, is with the ancient aliens, these theories and concepts of older times.
How did that get built? Impossible.
And for some reason, I don't understand why, but that turned into me having an interest in particle physics. From that, from them explaining stuff, it's like, well, what are they talking about?
Right.
How are they coming to that conclusion? And then they would, get into that.
Yeah, that was part of the
and then
explanation.
So like before, it was all the spiritual stuff. The different meditations, the way shamans would act, the way different tribes and stuff, and mantras, yantras, all that stuff.
What are we talking? Spells and charms?
Yeah,
spirit world and mystic.
All that spiritual world and mystic stuff, and then the alien stuff started coming out. And Ancient Aliens is a really big show that really brought it to the forefront of TV. People were able to watch it, and it's an episodic program, and they got a bunch of them. I was already studying that stuff off of the internet before that even came up.
Right.
So it was like when Tammy was getting into it, I was like, that's awesome, because I know all this already. I've already heard it. I don't know it.
Yeah.
I've heard all this already. I've heard these different concepts about the pyramids, about aliens, about our ancestors, about time travel. Like I said, the study of the comic book and the sci-fi. It's all about that stuff. It's all full of it.
It's all comic books.
Yes.
The mystic is comic book.
I've seen pretty much everything.
Telepathy, superpowers.
Telepathy's there, like we said earlier, creating fire with your hand.
Fireman.
the ice
Stretchy man.
Yeah. So it's
Rockman, Water Lady.
I really like all that stuff, and I feel like it's all in the same boat.
It's all in the same boat.
It's all that. It's not regular history. It ain't the stuff you got in school. That's the thing.
God.
It ain't what they taught you in school, and that's sort of what made it great for me, or made me interested in it. It's why didn't they teach us this? We heard about shapes and stuff and different shapes, but they never really went into the plutonic solids and what they really mean, or what's really going on with that stuff.
No, you got to go to university for that and pay $100,000.
And that's what we're learning. It was like, it's not the. It was like a great forgetting, or there's there's
the dumbing down.
Yeah, the dumbing down. Like I was saying with the language, this is the only way you can talk about it. This is all you got.
Right.
There's more there that we're just stumbling on. We're finding out that
there's one God, one faith, one religion. Okay, get that through your head.
They're finding out so much stuff nowadays that it's we had all those all those drawings on these different temples, and then we find out that that's exactly what the energy field looks like through the magnets, or the tree of life, showing you that you can, that pattern can draw all the shapes of matter. It's like they already knew this stuff, and the only way for them to let us know that they knew was to commemorate it.
Oh, the alien?
Whoever.
Yeah.
The before times.
The preceding.
The before times, they had a great knowledge of DNA and particle physics and all this stuff that it seems like, to me, is sort of new. Because I didn't go to college, I didn't study a lot of this stuff, I didn't dive in.
Every generation discovers.
It seems like it was like someone knew all this stuff, and they were like, "Here, let me put it on the wall so you can see it later."
Yeah.
And we're just coming to that understanding now that these aren't just cave drawings. These aren't just
whatever.
Yeah, there was a lot of
meaning.
There was a lot of consciousness that went into depicting these shapes.
But why is that so? My question is, why is that so fascinating? We have this sense of discovery, right? Oh my God, it's a new thing! Wow! Yeah. It's like, why get
That's what I'm saying. I think
why get all up in arms about?
I think it's fascinating because
some picture on it.
A lot of it isn't isn't discussed.
It's because our origins, we don't understand our
It don't make a good employee, so it don't go into the school system. Because if you go off on one of these tangents, and that becomes your life, like some of these people we're talking about on these shows.
Oh, you're talking about making soldiers.
Yeah. You're not going to be a good slave to the system if you're too busy thinking about gods and stuff, and aliens and pyramids.
So now you're talking about curiosity.
It kills the cat.
It kills the soldier mentality. That's for sure.
It's just another level.
Slave mentality, I mean.
And I really...
Well, not necessarily.
And I really don't like going to that whole concept of you can't prove it, so why are you repeating it? Because
that is so
you really can't prove any of this.
Anything. Well, I can prove physics.
And if it's not worth me speaking, I wouldn't have said it. You know, it's something. It doesn't matter how trivial or out of consciousness or out of the certain wavelength of other people. It's still what was said.
Well, you said this yesterday. You said it's all entertainment anyway.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
it's all entertainment.
At the end of the day, was I entertained?
Like all you really need to do is eat and breathe and stuff.
Well,
everything else is just theories and concepts to entertain
again,
us.
We humans control fire. That is no little thing. That is enormous. We don't think about that. You know, the fact that humans can control fire is probably the greatest invention, the greatest ability of creation and destruction ever.
Yeah.
In our recalled history. I mean, is there something more powerful, more useful than our ability to strike a match? Boom, poof. Talk about magic. But it's not magic, it's physics.
Yeah.
It's
well, see, that's what I'm saying. I guess I'm wording it wrong. Magic and physics are getting so close to being the same thing now. It used to be separate. It used to be, oh, this is smart people saying this. This is spiritual people saying this. Yeah. But now, I'm telling you, we're getting at a plane where that stuff is the same stuff.
You know, the Catholic Church does not like this talk.
That it's the same thing.
God's in control.
Well, that's exactly what they're realizing with these particles and breaking down how they work. That there's a consciousness behind all this. God. That's so they're proving God real.
That's so weird.
With their science. And that seemed, at one point it seemed like that's not. It's like science is here to disprove all this religion and spirituality.
Relativity.
Yeah, they were just disproving it. No, this is what it is. And then they got a little deeper and found out, oh, we were wrong.
Well, for a long time, the Pope was the direct medium for God, was the direct word of God. I mean, that was a long time. Like any science was completely stifled.
And it seems like that was on purpose.
Well, what else?
Was that the dark times?
There was an architect there. And around we go.
And then, like I just said, it seems like that's been echoed for a long time. There's always been a great forgetting. There's always been.
Do we know any different?
There was so much more going on that we're not doing anymore, and
everything comes around.
And it just gets closer and closer to turning you into better slave/soldier.
That's nothing new, though. I mean, you're talking like that's a new thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not, and we're even finding out that this happened before we even started recording history. It was going on, like we learned. They say that this certain guy, what was it? Some Thoth or whatever. They call him different names, but he was the guy that created language or whatever, the written language, and you go and understand that was meant to constrict you to a certain format
Yeah, sure, of course, it's teaching.
You know, we're not going to put those words in that you can use to cast the spells. We're not going to put those words in that give you empowerment. Sure. We're only going to structure it to keep you in this plane of existence.
It's called a teaching. It's called school. So do other animals take slaves? Like humans do?
Do animals take slaves? I don't know. I know there's this...
humans barter slaves for good.
I know there's that fungus I heard of that grows on
cordyceps,
Yeah, it grows on the back and forces the ants to walk to areas that they couldn't get to, so they can propagate over there. Yeah, takes control of their brains.
Yeah.
So that's enslavement.
I guess so.
Even though I think they're dead when they, by the time they get in there, they're dead. They're just using their body to walk around.
To spread the spores.
To spread the spores.
To take over the other.
That is crazy. You seen that?
Zombies, yeah.
Yeah, zombie ants.
And there's an intelligence, a life form that takes over another life form to take up more life forms so that one can live.
Yeah.
That's nature, actually.
That's wild.
That is the explanation of nature.
Possession.
What makes our dirt? The mushrooms, or the fungus rots the tree. The tree falls down, the tree rots, and then that makes our soil.
So, yeah.
We wouldn't have soil if we didn't have.
So is that a new concept? The mycelium network? Or is that something that people who've studied mushrooms have known about for a long time, and I'm just finally hearing about it?
Well, biologists.
It seems like that just came up a few years ago. They started talking about the neural network of all the mushrooms in the whole planet.
It's been, 10, 15, 20 years.
It's like internet.
The way mycelium in the ground spreads.
Yeah.
And connects.
It's all connected. It's all one mushroom.
And each other and all that.
Yeah, that was new. When I saw that was new to me. I didn't realize that. Because when you dig them up, you feel like they're separate.
The fruiting body?
Yeah.
Or the mycelium?
Yeah, the mushroom you see on the ground.
Yeah, no, it's a mushroom. It didn't.
Yeah, it's just like
connected to anything.
Any plant. None of the plants.
It grows out of the dirt.
But then they find out like the trees entangled the roots, and like they can discuss with them like this tree's getting sunlight, and it tells this tree you need to lean this way.
or I'm missing.
Or I need more moisture.
Or I need more water.
Yeah.
Or minerals. Can you help me out? Well,
everything's conscious.
And mycelium is also one of those connecting vehicle pathways to also transport nutrients to where they're needed, like a transportation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
highway,
like your veins.
So there are in nature. It's what nature's made of now. That I reckon is they take slaves. They take over. We take nature. It's pretty dangerous, man. Nature is dangerous. Well, I just want to thank you all for being here today. Legends from the Painted Cave.
Hey, everybody.
WCOM-FMLP. We're talking about all
everything.
Kind of things. We're
talking about everything.
Silly hypothesis, theories, and entertainment. I mean, why? You can't see us, we can't see you, but here you are. Anyway, we hear our voice for entertainment purposes. Maybe you'll get just a little bit of happiness or joy, or maybe there'll be a spark of imagination, or what am I trying to say? When we feel better, there's that word that we might be able to help you feel just a little better, because this brain can get us down. And we can only take that for so long. We need a little inspiration. And hopefully we'll be able to inspire you just a little bit. And one way that I personally feel inspired is when I can stop for a moment and just give thanks. And just say, and give gratitude.
Getting back in that mindset of
so
gratefulness.
helpful, because we spin around in a what if, and I gotta do this, and what she said and he said, oh, and my kids, and oh, the school, and oh, and now I got the car bill, and oh, shoot, oh no, now I forgot I had my payments.
Don't worry about that for just a moment and listen to this madness.
And we spin, and our mind spins. But what really helps me is just start saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and in a moment, it's like, well, thank you for what? Then a question pops up, right? Oh, what am I thankful for? And then maybe I'll get a little more momentum and say, well, I'm thankful, gosh, that I'm I have a body, and it's really a pain in the, it's really a pain, but I'm fairly healthy. So I'm, because it could be a lot worse, and I'm really kind of grateful for that. And well, my car doesn't run that great, but I can still get to town, so I'm grateful for that.
I can still listen to Legends from the Panic Cave every Monday, 9 a.m.
My clothes aren't perfectly clean, but they don't smell so bad, so that's good. We start counting blessings, and I feel a little better.
It reminds me of like the note of inspiration. It's like you don't hold that constantly. You just get it for a moment.
It's just a moment.
You just get it for a moment.
Yeah.
And a lot
fleeting.
Everything's like that. Sadness can't last forever. Like happiness ain't gonna last forever. Inspiration ain't gonna last forever. But you do get those moments.
I'd rather feel better complaining with you, though, because that makes me feel better.
Yes. And sad sitting.
Sad sitting.
And this is the same way. Like, this is our moment to be able to freely form those ideas. This might be someone's point of inspiration. This might be someone's point of getting inspired to do art, or to do like, oh, did he just say that they built the pyramids from top to bottom, like they were floating there, and they grew those stones? Like,
imagination.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I weren't there.
That might, and we run like that as a creature. We go from moment to moment, from limb to limb, so to speak, flying on these monkey bars from strut to strut, hopefully building some momentum so we can feel better for a little longer. And maybe when we go to bed at night and we dream, because dreams happen to us, we don't make them happen, we'll have better dreams because our day went better, because there is some sort of mix-up in our dream time of the day, as well as,
I came to the conclusion
that is popping up too,
that if it helps someone in the slightest amount, it's good.
If they're inspired,
it's
even
good.
a little bit. You can talk about wizards,
you can do it.
And witches.
It's worth doing it.
You can talk about spells and aliens. You can talk about how sad I am, and then there's like a compassion for each other, and then that's a lifting and bonding and belonging experience. I mean, right?
If you reach one person,
so that's the classic.
Just a moment, it's worth it.
The trickster. This is the trickster mindset. It says, yeah, I'm playing practical jokes on everybody all the time, but you know what? It jostles people up, gets them out of their sad, lonely lifestyle, and shakes them up so they can have a different experience. And that different experience can lead to imagination. Let's lead to a magical moment of inspiration. So the trickster is very revered, but watched very closely, because we don't want that trickster to get out of hand, because the whole town burns down and now nobody has anything. So we're going to keep the trickster in check a little bit. But very important medicine is the trickster, because we all have trickster in us. We do it all the time, messing with each other.
If you don't accept payment for it, then for the trick.
But there has to be some give back, some reciprocal.
Yeah, you're just doing it just for fun. Keep whimsical in the air.
That's the trickster mentality. You don't. But it backfires on them too.
Tricky tricksters.
I've learned from
they get burned as well. What can I say? We all get burned with our little tricky tricks. Nobody will see me, so I guess I got away with it.
Yeah, you don't got to answer to anybody. Only person you got to answer to at the end of the day is yourself. You know?
So the fox.
Chanterelles.
They call the fox a trickster, right?
Yeah, the fox, sometimes the raven, sometimes the coyote. It depends on the tribe.
I'd say the owl is probably
The night eagle.
one of the trickier tricksters in the book.
I have a trick for you.
The owl asks not who because it doesn't understand who. It sees all, of course.
Who?
It asks who, so you might inquire.
Oh, so you might inquire.
Right, and it's never going to give you the answer.
That's the owl
tricky, elusive nature of it. It's not going to give you it directly. It's in passive implications that you see the signs rather than a direct who.
Oh, so the other perspective, which
'Cause if
you're
you
just allowing me to see, is it's not the owl saying who. The owl is saying who, so we will mimic.
Because if you're sitting there responding to the owl literally, it's just going to keep on asking you who. But if you actually receive that who and inquire about it in yourself and the who am I, then you start to truly understand the signs and the things that are
I'm an
placed in
owl.
front of you.
Who?
And in that, you're able to understand the trickster nature a little bit more because the trick is not for you, it's for others. So they might inquire, and they might, through experience, learn. You become like a catalyst for experience, in a sense. That fire that burned down the village, it may have burned down the village, but it built it back up in stone.
I'm so stoned.
You see, Alan Watts died at the age of 50, an alcoholic, but the amount of, like 50 something.
Yeah.
But he the amount of lives that man changed, just being the tricky stink that he was.
He was a rascal, as they say.
Tell me about him.
Alan Watts?
Tell me more about
alcohol smoking wise man. Lecturer. Wise
He
lecturer.
grew up a very
Rascal.
isolated kid in England somewhere. Can't
The wise
remember where. His mother was never very nurturing, and his father was a pretty decent man who followed him through most of his life. He always had an obscure relationship with his mom, though, and then he was sent away to a boarding school in his early teens where he met this crazy kind of oddball
Smart fella.
smart man who lived alone on the property, drank.
Oh, he was the gardener.
I think so, yeah. And
Classic.
Alan would go up there and hang out with him and his other friend. And it was an all-boys school, so he was obscured from the ladies for a while. And then he got a fascination into like Eastern cultures, specifically like the stories of the Ronin and the obscure wandering man kind of mentality. And from that, he started to kind of develop his personality. Shortly thereafter, into his early teens, he was indoctrinated into like the church and stuff. I can't remember what. It's just like some Christian faith, and it never really it never really added up for him. And in that, he started to reconnect back with his original fascination of Eastern philosophies and cultures, and it just being so different, he had a huge admiration for it. A xenophile, as they call it.
Great memory too.
Yeah,
he could remember those stories.
Big link. Well, he was the scribe for a time in his early years at the church, and so he'd always been a bibliophile and an autodidactic, someone who learns by themselves. He's very immersed in all of what he did, and then he started to, like, being one of the only British men at the time to be exploring Buddhism and Zen, Taoism and such.
Mid-50s.
40s and 50s, I want to say, something around that time.
Started bringing speaking.
Because it was like a 20-year period that he graced. Like, cause like he was like 30 whenever he started his talks. Relatively, maybe a little younger, like late 20s.
Yeah, it's late 20s.
And then into his 50s, mid 50s, whenever he passed away.
Popular dude.
A lot of his content that we see is him later on in life.
Yeah, his older years. Yeah.
You know, he's got the longer hair, the goatee, he's wearing the robes and the mala beads. But back in his early years, he looks like a Beatle. You know, he's just got the suit and the short haircut, and he's very professory looking. But he would do lectures like that on Eastern cultures, and not just Eastern cultures, but the different mystic understandings of things. And he has a very, like, intuitive, scientific, non-dualistic understanding of and way of explaining things. It comes off like very objective and able in the way that it communicates its message, and he's truly a mouth. He's just a mouth. He just says what we're all thinking. You know, he's that kind of person. And like Ram Dass's experience with Alan Watts is an interesting one.
I can imagine.
He says they were at a Benedictine monastery at 3 a.m. drinking sake, and they're there drunk and
laughing and telling jokes and smoking cigarettes.
Alan just like won't stop talking.
Yeah.
And he realizes by the end of it, Alan's the mouth in this moment. You know, it's just the nature of the thing, and he's really good. He's really good at it.
Yeah.
You know, but
just ask him, he'll tell you.
Let's see if I can quote one of his things. It's like a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts, and so he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion. I'm not saying lives in a world of illusion, a good servant for the bad master. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like, everything else is useful in moderation. Oh wait, yeah, a good servant for the bad master. And also called crazy people have become, also called civilized people have become crazy and self-destructive, and they live in a world of illusion. It's like the basic overthinker mentality. Like, and he's like very poetic in the way he comes off with his words. There's a rhythm to it. That's why I can remember his stuff. You know, he's just like
thoughts and thinking are a different thing.
No, yeah, he's like
two different things.
Hold on, let me look it up because there's more to it.
Well, thoughts are the things that we have just completely rattle on. We call monkey mind. Those are thoughts. You go round and round and round and round and round. But then thinking is actually when we stop the thoughts and say, "Oh, wait, who? Why? What? Why?
Why?
Okay, yeah. Here you go.
So
yeah, a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. Right.
Oh, that's funny.
And so if you think all the time, there's no like living, and if you talk all the time, there's no listening. And so he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And also called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking, they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse signs, words, numbers, symbols, and ideas with the real world. And then he goes on to explain that the real world is, he goes, reality is, and then hits a gong.
Bong.
To implicate vibration, pure, without words, because words muddy. They're just symbols, they're signs. And so most of us would rather have money than tangible wealth, and a great occasion is somehow spoiled for us unless photographed. And to read about it the next day in the newspaper is oddly more fun for us than the original event.
Oddly.
This is a disaster, for as a result of confusing the real world of nature with mere signs such as bank balances and contracts, we are destroying nature. We are so tied up in our minds that we've lost our senses and don't realize that the air stinks, the water tastes of chlorine, the human landscape looks like a trash heap, and most of our food tastes like plastic. Time to wake up. What is reality? Obviously, no one can say because it isn't words, it isn't material, that's just an idea. It isn't spiritual, that's also an idea. Simply, reality is boom. You see, all we know what reality is, but we can't describe it. Just as we all know how to beat our hearts, shape our bones, but cannot say how it is done. To get in touch with reality, there's an art of meditation in what is called yoga in India, Chan in China, Zen in Japan. It is the art of temporary silencing the mind, of stopping the chatter in the skull. Of course, you can't force your mind to be silent. That would be like trying to smooth ripples in water over with a flat iron. Water becomes clear and calm only when left alone. So will you try an experiment with me? Simply close your eyes and allow your ears to hear all the sounds around you. Don't try to name or identify the sounds. Just hear them as you would listen to music. As when you hear a flute or a guitar, without asking what it means. And as when I talk, just hear the sounds in my voice. Don't bother about what it means. Your brain will take care of that by itself. Just let your eardrums respond as they will to all the vibrations now in the air. Don't let yourself or your ears be offended by improper, unscheduled sounds. If, for example, the record is scratchy, okay, you wouldn't object if you were listening and sitting by the fire with a crackling log. Let them ring. It's just a noise. Keep your tongue relaxed, floating easily in your lower jaw. Also stop in frowning. Allow space between your eyes to feel easy and open. Just let the vibrations in your ears play. You must understand that in meditation we are concerned only with what is, with reality, nothing else. The past is a memory, the future an expectation. Neither the past nor the future actually exist. There is simply eternal now. So don't seek or expect a result from what you're doing. That wouldn't be true meditation. There's no hurry. Just now you're not going anywhere. Simply be here. Live in the world of sound. Let it play. That's all. In the world of pure sound, can you actually hear anyone who's listening? Can you hear any difference between all these sounds on the one hand and yourself on the other? Naturally, you use techniques and gimmicks to help the thinking mind to become silent, and one of them is the gong, or the drum. It is a sound at once pleasing and compelling. It absorbs attention by watch what happens when it fades out. The one sound becomes the many. The single tone is transformed easily and gently into all the other sounds. And now that's how the universe comes into being, out of one of the energies underlying all events.
What's
meditation? He was at the end there kind of explaining a meditation experience, how to kind of do that and what that might look like. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it sounded a bit like some Ram Dass in there.
No, it's just all Alan Watts. Alan Watts talks like that too.
Mouthpiece. The mouth.
Be here. It's a basic practice, you know.
Yeah, when we get on a roll, we just like to not be interrupted. But we're on a radio station. We got to keep this thing active. Active. You can't see us, so half of the whole show is missing. There's got to be a little. There's got to be something pretty interesting to hold your attention. I think that might be the anticipation of another drum journey more than anything. Although that was a great reading, Bagel. That was very, we love those guys. So
wow, I didn't realize we're this far into the show.
We got a couple more minutes. Again, we'll have, maybe in 10 minutes we'll start up a shorter version, drum journey, just to, send you guys off with a little bit of, softness? Softness for yourself. Maybe we can try some of that. That'd be all right. I'm pretty hard on there's a part of my beingness that's pretty hard on my life. You know, there's a beater in me. There's a beast. And some days it's like, God, what did I do so wrong to you that you're beating me up like this? Some days go like that for me. Surprisingly still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like nearly ancient, and that beast is still rears up sometimes. But I do have some tools that I do get to use sometimes. One of them's a drum. Friends are really good to have, to be able to just get distracted with. You know, it's very
I like to pick
helpful.
on myself too a lot of times. You know,
Become myself.
pick on myself.
Like
you said, go to that trauma mind.
Oh, pick on myself. Yeah, that's how we say that. Pick up on hiccups.
Yes.
Pick up the hiccup. Pick up the pickup.
So wouldn't that be like ego? You know, your ego's kicking in, so now you.
That's the thing. There's no. Is there mushrooms growing on your drum? Over the back?
Yes.
There's mushrooms growing on this drum.
Yeah.
Somehow got sporulated.
Very moldy.
I don't know.
Maybe it's steam.
Pretty hard.
No, look at this.
It's mycelium,
Yeah. It is mold.
which is a type of fungus.
Yeah.
It's been super humid these days, and we got an open floor plan.
Did you just lick that?
No, I was just
Penicillin.
I was just pretending. See what you would say.
Yeah, we'll start. So in 7 minutes, we'll have a 10-minute drum journey.
7 minutes.
Maybe 7-minute drum journey, because we got to. We're going to have to sign off here pretty soon because, you know, we're temporarily permanent here at Legends from the Painted Cave, WCOM FMLP, Carville Chapel.
What is
Temporarily permanent. Grasp that.
The big what is super close, ain't it? It's like a week away.
23rd?
20s, yeah.
2nd, 3rd? That weekend through there.
Not this weekend. Next weekend. Because it's already.
Correct. Oh, shoot, yeah,
Yeah.
not this weekend. Sneaking up.
And we won't be here? Or are we gonna come from there to here?
Oh,
Monday?
I'll be here for sure, and whoever else would, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll leave Shikori Hills, Pittsburgh,
yeah.
and then just drive over here Monday morning, and then go back and fold things into place. We're gonna pack out and pack in and pack up. Tune in, turn on.
Oh. So, we were just talking about that park over there. Moving the meditation from Forest Theater to that nice little park area right there, in the middle of Carver.
What'd you call it?
I don't know. It was a memorial. It was can't remember.
Yeah,
It's right there by this community center or whatever.
Carborough Park. Well, that's where we'll be from now on, although not on the, 21st? No, the 25th we will not be.
Yeah.
We will not be there. Right around there. 24th, 25th. That'll be Sunday. We will not have drum journeying in Carborough or Chapel Hill.
Yes.
Because we will be at the big what?
And we're gonna meet at that park, so I'm hoping to try to print something up that says it, so we can post it in the windows.
We
here.
will be next Sunday. We'll be here in the Carborough Park in Carborough.
By then, we should have something printed.
Yeah, because we're changing our venue because we've been on a little bit of a change up here. No more at Oasis, and then we went over to the Forest Theater, and they have the Puppet Hand show there through September now. And now we're gonna head over to the Carborough Park, which has another name, but
we'll figure that out.
so we do have the big what coming up though at Shikori Hills Grassroots Center there in Pittsburgh.
It's a show. It's a big show. Lots of lights.
Oh yeah, there'll be vendors, right? We'll be there with Shamanic Drum Journey, Medicine Drum Sound Bath, and yeah,
it's a little bit more of a party than the grassroots stuff. Yeah.
Is alcohol allowed there?
No, I don't think anybody does alcohol out there. Yeah, there's alcohol.
What I meant was, can you bring your own in, or do they serve?
I think it's
You
still
have to
under the same insurance policy where they say
Oh.
no outside alcohol, but no one's really checking. And as long as you keep it at camp, it ain't like you're hurting anybody.
In a cup too.
Yeah, no labels.
No labels.
But they will be selling alcohol there. That's why they. Something with the new insurance policy, they're not allowed to sell and say that you can bring alcohol. Because before it was just free. You know, do what you want. It wasn't even a rule about alcohol at all.
Yeah.
Until that insurance policy kicked in. But it's okay.
That's a part of being recognized. I mean, it's fine, grassroots. Nobody's looking, do what you want. But then, when thousands and thousands and thousands of people start showing up, yeah, we got to start a drum journey here pretty quick. The time.
Okay.
Headphones.
No, the beating on the table.
Oh.
It's really loud. Vibrates through into the microphone.
Was I doing that?
Quit
I
hitting
was,
the
wasn't
table.
I? It's like squeaky chair, beating the table.
We'll
Stop.
do it. We'll do it right one day. Just wait.
You wait. We
Just
we
wait.
get this right at least 50% of the time.
That's an exaggerated number.
Ebb and flow, man.
The luck of getting something right is very rare.
50-50.
Because who knows? Who knows what's right and wrong?
I know it's right for me.
There aren't no good guys. There aren't no bad guys.
I got good guys and bad guys in me.
Guys just be saying random shit.
I mean, it's just, things that are uncomfortable is the bad guy. Things that make me comfortable are the good guys. I have. Oh, wait, there's no I. Okay, scratch that.
It's a misunderstanding.
Officer, Judge, Sir, Your Majesty, this is all just a big misunderstanding.
Don't judge me, Judge.
Oh, looky here, we have just looking up from my navel here, and I'm seeing a Bluegrass Festival flyer.
Oh, yeah.
Historic Moore Fields to host Bluegrass Festival on October 5th, 2024. Outdoor Bluegrass Festival at historic Moore Fields. It's a place. Is Saturday, October 5th, 2024 from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Refreshments will be available, including a selection of beer and wine. Central North Carolina area. Bands performing. What do we got? Slippery Hill, Grass Street, and others. The annual historic Bluegrass Festival will take place in the lawn. On the lawn, probably. And that's in Durham.
What's the date on that?
That is October 5th from 1 to 6 p.m. in Durham, Chapel Hill, minutes from downtown, 70 beautiful acres, just 20 minutes from downtown Chapel Hill or Durham, and a short drive from downtown.
Okay.
I know, it's
You don't
going
have to read
on
the
and
whole
on
thing.
and on. I just want the address,
And
okay?
then there's this disc golf, charity disc golf thing coming up for the radio station. I think that's why they have that posted there to remind people.
You mean just because it's like about 6 inches from my face?
Yeah. You're not going to miss it. No.
So why don't you read this one, because I couldn't read that because I don't have the thing's
It's
too small.
The 4th annual WCOM Classic Disc Golf Tournament fundraiser on Saturday, September the 14th. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, starts at 10 a.m. Be there or be a disc.
A disc.
Yeah. It says $20 per person, hole in one competition or something like that. Okay, I read it.
Where at?
It looks cool. I don't really play disc golf anymore. I haven't in a while. I did when it was new. Mebane, North Carolina, at the Pluck Farm. The Pluck Farm in Mebane, North Carolina.
Yeah, so if you might want to get in on that, you can
Yeah, if you're frisbee golfing,
call. What is there a number on there to call or a contact information?
No, it's just when, where, and how much.
Mm-hmm.
They got a DJ. Yeah.
Well, you could always. Well, I could say you contact me.
Well, they have it posted on the WCOMFM.org website. Any extra details?
Gotcha.
So there's no phone number, but there is that.
Contact info.
They've had 4 of them. This will be the 4th one.
$20 entry, and I suppose there's a prize at the end. You know, for the winner gets a plucked chicken from Pluck Farms, maybe.
Yeah, chicken dinner, winner.
Chicken dinner, winner. Okay. Well, thank you for that announcement.
It don't say you get a chicken dinner.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there is a prize for winning today, some sort.
So,
I'm guessing it comes out of that $20 that everyone puts in to play. You would get a cash award at the end.
I mean, there's always a winner keeping score. So again, Shikori Hills Grassroots Festival of Music and Dance and Healing Arts, October 3rd through the 5th, maybe first weekend of October.
It's always a surprise.
And first weekend of spring, of May as well. So we hope to see you out there.
Same date every year. Well, since they changed the date.
Yeah.
Same date every year, and it's still. I don't really realize it till like a couple of days before.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and then you don't sleep.
Yeah. My tent and stuff is still thrown in the shed from that last
scramble.
Time. Never rolled it up.
Well,
never cleaned it.
August is sneaking by us.
Time's going fast. It's going fast.
Don't you just want time to slow down, Hiccups?
No, it's fine. Whatever it wants to do.
Where did the time go?
Let it be. Old Beetle. So the Beatles were little bugs that sang music for people.
They sang music for people, yeah, they're bugs.
And then there was the monkeys too. There was monkeys
the
that
monkeys,
sang for
the
people.
animals.
The Police were even singing for people.
They were
different
good.
states.
Nice folks.
Chicago was singing for people.
Alabama, Boston. We have a lot of Chevy. I think Chevrolet.
Chevrolet didn't sing.
Oh no, that was a commercial.
Heartbeat of America. That's the days, Chevrolet.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start a drum journey. Go ahead and get yourself. We'll give you a moment. No, we won't.
Thanks for listening.
We'll have a quick sign off here coming up. A few long, deep breaths. Long breath out, too. That's important. deep breaths. Welcome back. A few more long breaths. Long breath out as well. Good, we don't have to think about our breathing. But when we do, it can be deeply relaxing. Even more relaxed than you are now, if you can imagine that. Imagination. A definite superpower of the human being. Being human. Human being. We're just beings. Just being on a vine. Growing up. Just like a seed planted in the ground. Growing and growing. Popping through the surface. Reaching for the sun. Rain. Wind. Sun. Earth. Fire. We grow, we grow, we grow. And then the autumn time. And then we leave the body and our offspring do the same thing over and over and over. Each generation discover the pyramids. For news, oh my gosh, I never experienced it. This is all brand new and no one's ever done this before. It's like, yeah, well,
that's one way to look at it.
Just the generations before you is all.
It's just another way to look at it.
The age of discovery. What would we be without
pizza? I don't know.
Toe fungus or fungus.
Yeah, or anything.
Without curiosity, without the sense of adventure, the sense of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these traits, these innate functions, I guess you could say, are really, really, really important to us.
So I want to make sense of it for some reason.
Into it.
So want to.
Into it. Into it, Bags. Are we in it or are we out of it?
We are it.
Oh.
And it's all the same thing.
As above, so below.
What is it?
What is it?
What
is it?
It's it. What is it?
Hoo-hoo.
It's in your face, but you can't grab it.
Oh no, that's not socially respectable. Doing that.
What?
Well,
what is it?
It's in your face, but you can't grab it.
Yeah.
It's not socially acceptable. You have to just sit there. Here we are. So here we are, men, girls in their spring bikinis walking. You can't grab that.
That's not what
you can't do that.
That's not what the words are referring to.
Yeah, they're naked.
You put your own reflection on the word.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's the social order.
I tell you, it's like you bounce between a 16-year-old and then like a 160-year-old.
Whoa, where are we going, bro? Yeah.
That's just who you are.
Well, that's just who we are. We're human beings. We're all over the
Yeah, he's old baby, man.
Well,
he's like a mushroom. You can look at it and you can see that fruit, that new mushroom, and it's so young and new. But really, that same mushroom is millions of years old.
Have you ever grown a mushroom from your body?
Are you gonna try and put me in a box because I'm ancient?
Have you ever mushrooms ever grown from your walls?
Yes.
It seemed to be growing from my drum.
Yeah. Well, we'll cut out a lot of that. There was a bunch of mushrooms growing.
No, I mean like literal.
Oh, like a literal fruiting body? No, but I have had them grow on books.
Wow.
I've seen that.
Because they're so wet and damp, mycelium starts to form. And
it's a good substrate, yeah.
Especially on my Alice in Wonderland book.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a great picture. Let's close it out.
Yeah. Good night, America.
Good night, America.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Yes, happy birthday to everybody with, past, present, and future birthdays, because, if you weren't born, you wouldn't be listening. If you weren't be listening, then we wouldn't be here, so thank you very much.
And don't forget to remember.
Yeah, definitely.
But remember to forget.
But remember. That kind of just comes along with the territory, I think.
Forget to forget and remember to remember.
Be love. See y'all later.
Be
I
what you
am
want to be.
resilient.
Don't be what
I
you
trust
don't
the
want to be.
Don't take
movement.
my word for it.
Negate the chaos. Uplift the negative.
Yeah, your likes. So be, your likes. Our likes and dislikes. Like what you like and like what you don't like. Therefore, you get all the likes.
Or just be here. It's not about what we like. One love.
3, 2, 1. One love.
.3.5 FM trasmitiamo